Okay, welcome everybody to I was going to say the first ever meditation course, but it's not. It's a second because I already did one at 6 o'clock. So hopefully this one's going to be a little bit more seamless. We'll deal with the boring shit first. Is that unprofessional? Am I allowed to swear? I think so. Yeah, so you have to do ground rules. I didn't bother making a slide about this because we're just going to do this quickly. So if you've got phones, smartwatches, put them on mute. You don't want to be disturbing yourself or anyone else once we actually get the meditations going. If you need to disappear at any point, that's absolutely fine, but can you put it in the chat? And we'll just have a look at that in a minute just to say, I'm fine, I just need to go. That's okay. Other things I'm sure I don't really need to tell you, but I will anyway, is obviously anything that's said inside this meeting is confidential, so it needs to stay inside because obviously we're all going to be spilling our souls, possibly not, but yeah, but just keep that in mind. And another thing that probably doesn't need saying, but I'll say it, is we're all coming here with probably different points of view and different opinions, which is great. It makes it interesting. But of course, we will be respectful of each other's opinions. And finally, questions. It's not that I don't like questions. I do like questions. I like questions a lot, but we have very limited amount of time. So if if it feels like it's something that's going to take a long time, or you feel free always to write it in the chat. I will always answer it at some point, but yeah, obviously the right question at the right time. Otherwise, I'll come back to it later. Right. I'm going to assume kind of that we know how to use Zoom, but I'm not going to completely assume. So does everyone know how to use the chat in Zoom? Put your hand up if you know. No, are you saying no, Di? No, no, you don't know how to use it.
Okay.
Oh, you do know how to use it. No, right, okay. In that case, what I want to do is so at the bottom of the screen, if you put your mouse on the bottom of the screen, you'll see all these different icons. Nod along if you can see the audio and video. There's a little button that says audio and video. Participants, chat. Right. So I want you in the chat, press the chat button and write hello, Di, just to prove that you know how to use the chat. And then, yay! Oh, that's Sam. Okay, Barbie. Anyone? Come on, Di. I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it. Yes, brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, that's fantastic. So we can all use the chat because we may need to use it. However, if you don't want to use the chat, you can always unmute yourself and shout out. There's not so many of us that I won't know who's speaking. Um, so it will be nice of you to feel free to join in, but it's also totally all right for you to want to be quiet as well. So the choice is yours. Okay, so I'm going to go straight to the PowerPoint to talk about knowledge and skills, what I hope that you will get from today. Keep your fingers crossed, everyone, that this works. Okay, so I have faith. It's going to work. It's going to work. Liz, is it working? Yeah, so you're looking at one big screen that says week one breath meditation. Is that correct? Yeah, we won the cup. We won the cup. That's brilliant. I'm just wondering where Beatrice and Lucy are. That's terrible timekeeping on their parts. Okay, so today, these are some of the things that I hope that you will come away with. So we'll talk about what meditation is and what it isn't, and I'm sure that it may be that you all have a very good idea already, or maybe that you don't, and equally both is fine. One to really make sure that we understand some of the health benefits of meditation, and that's thinking about the physiological, the psychological, and the spiritual. And again, we may all be here for different reasons, but it's quite interesting to know what the benefits are. And introduction to different types of meditation. So, although we're concentrating on breath, we'll talk about um, some of the main types of meditation, and then we'll actually do 2.5 breath meditations today. Okay, so let's continue straight away with going to the kind of big wig, the hard-hitting meditation gurus of our world, what they have to say on the subject of what meditation is. Okay. So Deepak Chopra, I'm sure you all know who he is. So he's a famous Indian Ayurvedic practitioner and promoter of mind-body medicine, and he's written 95 books. So he says, obviously you can read it, meditation is not a way of making your mind quiet. It's a way of entering into the quiet that's already there, buried under the 50,000 thoughts the average person thinks in a day. So that's pretty shocking, isn't it? It's no wonder our minds are busy if we have 50,000 thoughts a day. Um, most of them are, quite inane, aren't they? Certainly mine are. Anyway, this is Sharon Salzberg. I really love her. She's a real pioneer. She set up the first meditation centers in America, and she comes at it from a secular point of view. And she says, straightforward and simple, but not easy. Meditation is essentially training our attention so that we can be more aware, not only of our inner workings, but also of what's happening around us in the here and now. Once we see clearly what's going on in the moment, we can then choose whether and how to act on what we're seeing. So she's really big on mindfulness and loving kindness meditation. They're her big things. And then we've got Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist monk, developing our capacity for deep looking, listening, and awareness of the present state of things, beginning with ourselves. I'm sure you've probably come across him as well. This is actually my favorite, and this is my favorite one because it's short, and it's easy to remember. So this is Richard Davidson. He's a massive neuroscientist. We'll probably talk about some of the science that he's undertaken during the course. Meditation is like mental hygiene for the brain. I mean, that's nice and simple. So I really, really like that. Okay, I'm going to come out of the presentation again for a bit so that you can all do some interacting if you want. So, okay, so this is your chance to interact using the chat or shouting out or staying quiet. Uh, so that's what meditation is. What what isn't meditation? Or yeah, or what are some of the myths about meditation that you know aren't true? Sam, you have to unmute yourself if you're going to speak to me. Are you thinking? But your mouth is moving. Barbie's coming forward. Oh, Barbie's coming to the chat. Oh yeah, I need my glasses for the chat. That's right. That's why. Yeah, meditation's easy. Yep, that's a myth. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Anyone got anything else? Or am I going to have to fill in all the holes? That's terrible.
I'm doing one.
Good. Can you do it quicker?
Oh, I should speak then. Okay. So if you get interrupted, that's not a bad thing if you recognize it.
That's what meditation is. That's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Whereas you always start off thinking, oh, that's when I go into deep quiet straight away.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm loving that, Sarah. Yeah, I've heard it called hippy dippy. Yeah, that's right. So
All
people,
right. Oh, I love
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Um, it's not a religious practice. It doesn't have to be a religious practice. A lot of people think it's a religious practice. It's not hypnotherapy. It's not time. It doesn't have to be time consuming. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be for calm people. Did anyone else write anything? Oh, yeah, there's another one. What did you say? Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen them all now. Oh,
And you don't have to travel for it, do you?
you don't, it can, no, you don't have to travel, and it doesn't have to be really serious. No, it doesn't. You don't have to sit in lotus position. What else? Yeah, it's not daydreaming. It's not necessarily
Mm.
relaxing. Yeah, so there's loads of things that apparently it's not yoga nidra either. Now, I always thought that was a form of meditation, but I have to take that up with the British School of Meditation because they say otherwise. Okay, so that's what it isn't. And then I thought we could talk about the things very quickly I wish I'd known um, when I first started meditating. So that might have helped me short circuit the process. Because it took me years and years of floundering in the wilderness, trying all these apps that never worked for me. And I'm not saying they don't work, they didn't work for me. Um, things like meditation doesn't need to take, it can be short. I think don't try and make it 20 minutes. You start with small, start consistent. That's one thing. Um, I didn't know there was lots of different types of meditation. Meditation was just meditation. I had no idea. And that's actually quite important to know that there's very specific, four main types of meditation, which we'll talk about in a minute. Um, what else? Yeah, I wish someone had said, yes, expect your mind to wander. That's what it is. It's the practice of your mind wandering and you noticing it. That's a really nice short definition of what meditation is, noticing your mind wander. Um, oh, and the other thing would be to be super comfortable. So we imagine that we have to sit upright in, cross-legged. You don't. You absolutely don't. If that's comfortable for you, then that's a great place to sit. But actually, you can do it lying down. You can do it sitting on a chair. And I'll show you my little props in a minute as well, just, in case you want to practice other things. I wish I'd understood the benefits as well beforehand. I think that I might have been more consistent and more um, motivated if I'd realized how big the benefits were and how science has kind of backed up so many great things about meditation. And I wish I'd realized that there's meditation is something that you need to practice consistently. There's really, whatever it is you decide is consistent, that's what it needs to be. There's no point doing it once every 10 days. So start small, be consistent. And I think that's what I would say. 5 minutes. Start, actually it won't be 5 minutes because the homework is a 7-minute practice every day for this week. But oh, guided or unguided as well. I didn't know there was a difference. I didn't know. And quite often, I think for beginners, guided meditation might be an easier way to start. Right. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm going back to the presentation just to talk about the four main types of meditation because this is super useful to know. Whoops. How's it looking? Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. That's very good. Right. Right. So, four main types of meditation. The first one is focused attention, and that's what we're doing this week and next week. And what that means is concentrating on a single point of or focus. So, this week, our single point of focus is the breath. So that's we're only looking at the breath. Next week, we'll be doing mantra, and mantra is like a word or a phrase or like an effort or a few words put together, and that's what you'll hold in mind. So these a breath or the mantra or an object like a candle, so staring at a candle flame. So single pointed focus, it helps you to anchor yourself to that thing and help you stay in the present moment. So that's focused attention, breath, mantra, or object. Second thing, so this will be in week 3, I think, we'll be looking at open awareness. And open awareness emphasizes present moment awareness. So open monitoring or open awareness of thoughts, of feelings, sensations as they arise and without judgment. So that includes mindfulness and contemplation meditation, which involves thinking about a subject where the mind's allowed to kind of flow freely within the confines of that subject. We're not doing any contemplation in these 6 weeks, but we are doing mindfulness. Okay, possibly I love cultivation. So cultivation aims to develop positive qualities, so kindness and compassion, gratitude. So we'll be doing love and kindness and gratitude probably in week 4. And then we've got transcendence. So transcendence focuses on moving beyond the ordinary kind of mental activity to achieve a state of pure awareness or of transcending yourself. Um, so that's one form of transcendence. So there's something called transcendental meditation, which I can't teach because you have to be a transcendental meditation teacher and you have your own teacher and they give you your secret mantra, which you're not allowed to share with anyone for your whole lives. So it's like a secret thing. So that's a particular type of meditation that we won't be doing. And we're also not doing, I think it's called Cohen riddles. They're basically a kind of paradox or a riddle designed to challenge your thinking mind and lead it to an understanding beyond logical reasoning. We're not doing that either. So the sort of thing, I'll give you an example of what that actually means. So you will be pondering on what is the sound of one hand clapping? That's the sort of thing. Yeah, we're not doing that. Um, okay, so they're the four main types, and we will be covering three,
Oh,
four on this course. Yeah, there we go. Right. Now, what we're doing now. So just before we come to our very first practice, I'm going to stop the share for a moment. Um, we'll very quickly talk about the practicalities. So how to sit, where to meditate, when to meditate. So the how to sit, we've kind of covered it really. There is no one way to sit, but sitting on a chair, if you're sitting on a chair, you want a nice supported back because you want a long spine and you want to have your feet on the floor. So that's what you're going to do if you sit on a chair. Don't think I need to tell you how to lie on the floor. You know how to do that. But just, other ways you can. Here's my little mic. Can you see the things on the floor here? So I've
yeah.
got my meditation cushion. So nice thing about a cushion is obviously getting a bit of height from off the floor helps to release the hips if you have tight hips. So, but again, for some people, sitting like this isn't comfortable. And number one key is to be comfortable. So if this isn't comfortable, don't even think about it. Maybe for a little black, got a blanket here. This is my little meditation stool, and I love it because so many people find it hard to kneel because it hurts their knees or their shins, but this takes all the weight um, off those places. So you just sort of slid my feet, I don't know if you can see, underneath, and I put it on it, tilt it. I'm going to sit there, and I can't, there's no weight on my knees or my shins, so I'm yeah, it's quite light. So that's really lovely. So these are all options, and none of them are better than another. Being comfortable is the important one. Right. Okay. So we're going to start with it's really called the 16-second meditation, and it's really been famous by someone called David G. And I'm not going to tell you about it because I want you to come to it, approach it with openness. And after we do, I'm just going to ask you how it was for you. And again, if you don't want to speak, it's fine, but hopefully somebody will want to speak. Um, So I'm going to set it up where I get you to think something first. And then the actual 16 seconds is just breathing in for 4 counts, holding the breath for 4 counts, breathing out for 4 counts, and holding for 4 counts. So, I mean, obviously for people that practice yoga with me, that's going to be very easy. But in the other group, I tried it and it was actually quite difficult because we take it for granted once if we practice it. But if it's challenging, don't worry. You don't have to feel a certain way. It's absolutely fine. So, without further ado, I'd like you to find a comfortable position just to be. And if you're okay to close your eyes, or you can just soften your gaze. And to begin with, I just want you to take a moment to think about something that's been causing you stress or discomfort recently. So it could be a challenging situation at work, a personal concern, or anything else that's just been on your mind. And allow yourself to fully immerse in that feeling for just a moment. So notice how your body responds. So is there any tension, anxiety, or discomfort? So just immersing yourself in that challenging situation. Okay, now let's practice the 16-second meditation to shift your focus. Okay, so take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose and watch the breath as it flows down into your belly. Hold the breath gently and continue to observe the sensation of the breath in your body. Now release the breath slowly through your nose or mouth. Watch as it moves up through your chest and out. And then hold the breath out, observing the stillness. And and then let go. Open your eyes. And there we go. So that really was very short. That's if you've never, that's your first meditation. So hopefully nobody's mind wandered in that. Uh, and I'd be really interested to know how it felt, or if anyone has anything they want to share about that particular practice. So you can either uh, unmute or, how did you feel? Was there any particular moment that stood out, or did you notice any
Well,
changes?
I'd just like to carry on with it, really. It's just, yeah, 16 seconds wasn't really long enough.
Fair enough. Okay. Don't worry. You'll get a longer one very soon, Barbie. That was just a little taster. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fairly instant that you stop forgetting about you start forgetting about the other thing because you have to count, you have to think, and you have to concentrate on what you're doing. So it's a very good tool for just stopping the shit. We're allowed to say shit. We decided.
Oh, we can all swear. We can
Yeah.
so long as we're nice to each other, it doesn't I don't really mind about bad language, you know
I
that.
love you all.
Comforting feeling my heartbeat. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's it. I mean that was what the experiment was for, really. What it was to show is how quickly it is, how you can quickly use your breath to take yourself out of your shift away from the negative thoughts that you were feeling. And it's actually called, it has a name, it's called pattern interrupt. So that's a great tool. And if only we could remember to do that when we're feeling challenging thoughts or difficulties. So that's the plan. The plan is to become more self-aware, to become more aware of our thoughts, and to kind of start to use these tools to help ourselves shift our attention to something more positive. Okay, so what are we doing next? Oh yeah, so yeah, what's so amazing about, in fact, before we do what's so amazing about the breath, um, let's talk a little bit about the physiological, psychological, and spiritual benefits of meditation. And I don't think I should do all the work. I mean, I do have some slides which I'll send you afterwards so that you don't have to remember everything. But I don't think I'm going to show you them. I think that you can do some work here. Let's start with the physiological because I think there's more physiological than just about anything else, or they're certainly the most common. Feel free to write in the chat. So physiological, what effects does it have on our body?
Lowers your blood pressure,
Yay. Great.
reduces your heart rate.
Yes. Anything else? In
Well,
fact,
it
Reduces
yeah,
reduces anxiety.
yes,
just makes me breathe fuller because I am I can become quite the mouth breather and very shallow. I don't get stressed as much as I used to do, but when I did, I know I was fast and shallow.
Panting.
Makes it improves that supply of oxygen, if nothing else.
great. Yeah,
Relaxes and soothes you.
it
Yeah.
does. Yes, it calms your nervous system. Exactly. Anything else before I wade in? Okay, yes, we better sleep. So it helps with sleep. Pain relief. It's really good for pain relief. Brain fog. And what else is there?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, this is a good one for you, Liz. Headaches. It's supposed to help with headaches.
Mm.
Cardiovascular. So, according to the British Heart Foundation, I can't remember how long. I think it's 15 minutes a day. Reduces chances of stroke or heart disease by 48%. That's on their website. That's just crazy.
So is that 15 minutes a day of that particular breath
That's a good
or
question,
any?
actually. That's a really good question. I think it might be a transcendence type of meditation, and I'll double check. That's a really, really good question. Um,
It sounds right.
but I mean, whatever it is, it makes you want to learn that type of meditation, doesn't it? I mean,
Yes.
48% less chance of a heart attack or a stroke. That
Wow.
they're great odds. Um, yeah, okay. So I think digestion, it helps with digestion as well. Okay, so that's the physiological. Um, Psychological,
Calming.
yeah. So stress management,
Mm.
Help you process things, clear your thoughts.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Or another way maybe of saying that is makes you less emotionally reactive, doesn't it? Because yeah.
Mm.
Anything else?
It definitely calms the mind down, doesn't it? It like
Yeah.
where normally I try and do it when I'm stressed at work or something, and then I do that for 3 or 4 minutes, and I can actually feel it.
Yeah.
So
Taking that deep breath and going, oh, I'll have some of that.
that's great. So yes, you
And
can feel it
does it make
reducing
you
your.
happy?
Yes, that's what I was getting. Yeah, it makes you happy. So it's the opposite, isn't it? Yeah, so it reduces stress and anxiety and depression and makes you happier. Yeah, so yeah. Resilience. Yeah, increases your resilience. Okay, so spiritual benefits, because I hope some of you came here for some spiritual benefits as well.
Mm.
Okay, I'll give you a little, while you're thinking about it, Northwestern University describes spiritual wellness, just to help you out here, as expanding a sense of purpose and meaning in life, including one's morals and ethics, and it may or may not involve religious activities. So,
Right.
So I think if we're being kind to ourselves, then we're probably kind to other people as well.
exactly. So it's deepening connection with ourselves and others. So that's massive. And creating unity as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, fostering. You kind of said all those things and fostering compassion, that they all kind of come together, don't they? Um, I'll also like to add that it helps you to cultivate self-awareness and
Mm.
um, oh, Beatrice,
You
so,
turned up.
so nice of you to join. I can't see you, but I know you're there now. What
Look,
happened? No, it's okay. We don't need to
Oh,
know.
bless.
No, no, you need to know. My son has just arrived. I went to
Uh,
have dinner with them and I completely lost track of time.
that's all right. Listen, you get
Sorry,
we missed
apologies.
you.
yeah, we missed you, and don't worry, you get lovely recording.
Apologies.
It's all right. I'm glad you're here. And
Um,
Lucy isn't here either, so if she turns up, we'll give her a hard time instead. Okay.
yeah. So with the physiological, does it help the immune system at all?
No, it does. We go back to that. It absolutely helps the immune system.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Barbie, we'll put that on the list.
Okay.
And okay, last thing, we've just been talking about the physiological, psychological, and spiritual benefits of meditation, Beatrice, and it helps with a sense of purpose as well. So that we're just ending on the spiritual. So there we go. So that's the benefits, and I can't help thinking that knowing some of these benefits is quite inspiring, and will help us to want to create a consistent practice. Just think, yeah, okay, so. Let's just go back to um, the PowerPoint, seeing as I know how to use it now. Okay, so we've done that one. So we've looked very quickly. There we go. There are all the things that we mentioned. I better put immune on there, Barbie. It doesn't say immune on there. Slap on wrist. Okay, yeah, stress management, less reactive resilience, feeling happier, focus, and yeah, all those things. Right, okay. So, what's so great about the breath? Well, there's lots of great things about the breath. It's something we all do all day, every day, without even thinking about it. No prizes, but who knows how many times we breathe in and out every day.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I'll tell you, I'll fill the gap, shall I? 22,000. And we don't really notice many of them. And yet the breath is actually the most powerful tool we have for calming the mind and the body. So it's always with us. It's steady, constant, and completely free. And as we've already sort of said, it also helps to shape how we feel uh, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So what else does it do? So the breath and the brain, meditation reshapes the brain. So here's your nice little science fact. Neuroscientists at Harvard and UCLA found that meditation, especially breath awareness, can increase gray matter in the brain particularly in areas related to attention, memory, and emotional regulation. So there's a famous study by someone called Dr. Sarah Lazar, and MRI scans of meditators showed thicker prefrontal cortexes, and that's the part of the brain that's also responsible for focus and decision making. Okay, and here's a really nice little, I think it's an inspiring story about monks and the cold. So, a scientific study on breath meditation was done with these Tibetan monks practicing, I think it's called Tamo, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Tamo breathing, and it's a breath-based meditation. And these scientists at Harvard observed monks meditating in freezing conditions, wrapped in cold, wet sheets. And instead of shivering, they used their breath to generate body heat and actually dried the sheets. That just seems like absurd and unbelievable. And it wasn't magic, it was a power of controlled breath affecting the nervous system and body temperature. So, so the breath is clearly not just about air moving in and out. It's a direct line to our nervous system, our stress levels, and our brain structures. And the best part, you don't need to be a monk in the Himalayas to benefit from it. So just a few minutes a day of mindful breathing can rewire your body and mind for calm and well-being. So shall we begin with our very first breath meditation? Yay! So you're just in time for the proper full-on meditation, Beatrice. And before we start, just a reminder, breath meditation is one of the most simple and accessible forms. I'm just going to stop sharing the screen again. Okay, yeah. And it's about focusing your attention on your natural breathing. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to sit for a few, I think this is about 7 minutes. I might try and keep my eye on the time so I do make it 7 minutes, because the next one we do will be 10 minutes. I don't know whether that's helpful for you to know or not, but I quite like knowing these things. So you're going to start by getting yourself really nice and comfortable, remembering that meditation is all about your mind wandering, and that's fine. It's about catching your mind wandering and bringing it back. And today we're bringing it back to our breath, which is our anchor. So sitting, lying, whatever you want to do, just finding a comfortable place to be. And you might like to sit on a chair or a cushion or a blanket, and you might even prefer to lie down. So just take a moment to adjust yourself, to allow yourself to feel as comfortable as you can be. Whenever you feel comfortable, close your eyes or just soften your gaze so you can just look down. Now take your awareness to the places that your body meets the earth. So feel your feet or heels on the floor, your body on the chair or the ground. Let the earth support you and your body settle. Simply be aware of the sounds around you, coming and going of their own accord. They're forming the backdrop to your meditation experience. You can always let them be there. When you're ready, start to bring your attention to your breath. You don't need to change anything. You can let your body breathe itself. Let the breath be natural. Pay attention to the breath coming in and out of your body. Just allow it to flow naturally. You can just pay attention to your breath in a part of the body which feels comfortable to you. So this could be at your mouth, your nose, your chest, your belly, or somewhere else. There's no right or wrong. Don't worry if your mind starts to wander. This is normal when meditating. The moment you realize, return to the breath again. And as you do, you might be aware of the sensation of the breath, the movement, or even the temperature. Or you may be aware of the air moving across your upper lip, or on the inside edge of your nostrils. You might find you follow the breath up and down through the nostrils, or even into the chest before you exhale and release. Perhaps you place your awareness on your lungs as they expand and deflate. Or you might be aware of the movement of the muscles on your chest wall. Or you may bring your awareness to your belly and notice how it rises up as you breathe in and goes back towards your spine as you breathe out. Or you could always bring your awareness to another part of the body which feels comfortable for you. From time to time, you might be aware that your attention is no longer on the breath. It might have wandered to thoughts, feelings, or to the sounds around you. It's okay. The moment you realize, gently begin again. Return to your breath. Or if it helps you, you could always label your breath. You could label it as in and out, or 1 and 2. Remember, your breath is always there for you. Your body is always breathing, and all you have to do is notice. Simply noting the breath coming in and going back out. If your attention goes elsewhere when you're ready, simply return back to your breath or to labeling the breath. Now, once again, become aware of the ground below and the chair or the blanket or whatever is holding you. Aware of your breath coming in and out. And when you're ready and in your own time, gently open your eyes. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so after every meditation we do, I'll just ask you whether it was easy or hard. You can give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, but obviously, if anybody wants to add anything about their experience, it'd be really interesting to share stuff. Obviously, there's nobody forcing you, but yeah, it'd be really nice to know. So first of all, was it easy or was it difficult? Oh, I like
I
your
I
fire.
I
have
want
no idea how that happens. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that though. I thought you did it on purpose.
I wish.
Good for you, Peter. Sarah, what were you going to say?
Um, I would say a mixture.
Yeah.
Moments of it being quite easy and then it becoming difficult again.
But
Yep.
by easy, if I was to say sometimes it was easy, I would mean I really did concentrate on the breath instead of wandering off. Is that what you mean?
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't want to be too prescriptive about what I mean. I want
No,
to
I
kind of
just want to
interpret
know
it in
what's
your, yeah. But I suppose,
anyway, that's me.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, probably that might be easy. Would mean that I found it quite easy to concentrate for a chip for it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
probably that's yeah. But I don't want to tell you how to interpret your
Oh,
experience. So yeah,
I got warm.
okay.
That's never happened before.
Has that not? See, this is
No.
the thing that you're going to be jotting down in your journal with that you're going to do. These sort of things, just whatever the experience is for you, and it'll be different every time. So exactly that sort of thing. Okay. So it's probably a silly question, but who would like to be less stressed? Yeah, all of us. All of us would like to be less stressed, wouldn't we? I mean, you're looking quite unstressed at the moment, but I mean, ideally we'd all like to, which is quite handy because we're going to do something called the relaxation response now. Um, dare I find the video, the thing one more time? I'm going to. I'm not going to pushing my luck. Hmm. Okay. Is it all right, Liz? Are we seeing the right thing? Okay, so anyway, this is Dr. Herbert Benson and the relaxation response. Okay, so we've already kind of talked about this already, but we know that our breath changes when we're stressed. We've all kind of commented on that. So it might be that it gets shallow, or it might get really fast, it might speed up, or it might even disappear altogether for a moment. But when we're really relaxed, so for instance, when we're having a nice warm bath or taking a lovely walk in the sunshine, or or also when we're kind of just drifting off to sleep, um, our breath is really lovely and effortless and slow. And the great thing is, we don't have to wait for relaxation to happen by chance. We can invite it in anytime we like through the breath. And this is where Dr. Herbert Benson comes in. So he was a Harvard physician, and he studied how simple breath practice can shift us from stress mode to deep relaxation. So it's a physiological shift from the sympathetic nervous system to the relaxation mode, the parasympathetic system. So his research showed that slow, deep breathing lowers the heart rate, blood pressure, and cortisol levels. All the things that we talked about earlier when we talked about the physiological benefits. So reducing stress and anxiety. And there was also a 2008 study that found that people who practiced breath-focused meditation for only 8 weeks had lower stress hormones, improved overall well-being. So 8 weeks, or 8 weeks, yeah. And this is not for long periods of like hours and hours. This is short, consistent practices. Okay, other things that might be useful to know are about like the breath and the nervous system, so like the vagus nerve connection. So the vagus nerve's the longest nerve in the body, and it runs from the brain to the gut, and it plays a huge role in relaxation. Um, so again, slow, deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, which tells the brain everything's safe, you can relax. And this is why breath work lowers stress and improves our mood. And finally, before we do our relaxation response breath meditation, studies show that even 5 minutes of slow breathing increases vagal tone, making the body more resilient to stress. And that's clearly what you've been practicing at work, Kevin, when you get stressed, isn't it? Yeah. So, right. So again, we're going to do this one's 10 minutes, and I'm going to make sure it does last for 10 minutes. So if I go quiet, I will come back. Don't worry, I won't leave you hanging out. It's only 10 minutes. So let's again stop sharing. Get yourselves as comfortable as you can. So either closing your eyes or softening your gaze. So placing the gaze on a non-moving point or spot on the wall or the floor. Just choose the option that feels best for you. Be aware of the space you're in, the space you occupy. Aware of your body and the surface it's resting on. And allow the surface to hold you. Now notice the sounds around you, coming and going of their own accord. Let the sounds be there. They're forming the backdrop to your meditation experience. In your own time and in your own way, just take a deep breath in and then release it when you're ready. Now allow your attention to focus on your natural breath. So knowing that wherever you go during the meditation, if you need to, you can always return to your breath. The in-breath brings new life and new oxygen, and the out-breath lets go of what the body doesn't need. So you may notice how the body can soften and relax on the out-breath. Knowing that when the mind wanders, you can return to the in-breath and the out-breath. Perhaps noticing how the out-breath can release tension from the body and the mind. And don't worry if you aren't aware of it. Just know the body can take care of itself. Simply relaxing and softening when it needs to. We're going to take a journey with our mind around our body to bring relaxation or even softness. So you can either imagine the breath as bringing relaxation, or you can set an intention to relax. Or if you prefer, you can label your breath with body on the in-breath and relax on the out-breath. So let's start at the crown of the head. Either imagining the breath bringing relaxation here, setting an intention to relax, or using the labeling with the breath, body, relax. Now the same at the back of the head. And now at your face. Letting go of expectations of what it should be, allowing your body to take what it needs right now. Bringing the breath, intention, or labeling to your throat and neck. And now your shoulders. Knowing your mind will wander and that you can simply and effortlessly bring it back to your breath and then to your shoulders. Now your arms, hands, fingers and thumbs. Now bring your focus and relaxation to the top of your back. Middle of your back. And then the bottom of your back. And don't worry if you're unable to completely relax your body. A little will be enough. Or instead, you can acknowledge this time you're giving to yourself right now. So bringing the breath, intention, or labeling to your chest. And then your belly. And there's no right or wrong way. You either bring the breath and intention to soften or relax, or the labeling of body relax to each part of your body. So taking your awareness and the breath to your pelvis, your hips, thighs, knees, ankles, tops of the feet, bottoms of the feet, and your toes. And then the whole body. Allowing yourself to simply be for a moment. Noticing the surface below you, supporting you. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so how was that for you? Let me know. Was it that or that? Oh, good for you, Beer. Good, okay. That's a nice smiley face, Michelle.
Very de-stressing. Oh, whatever it is.
Very relaxing.
Very
Probably snored.
Oh, well, you can ask if you snored, can't you? It's not like nobody will notice. Um,
Well, unless we were both asleep.
True. Did anyone go to sleep? No, not this time. People do often fall asleep. I mean, yeah. Di, you look like you could easily go off.
I had a snuffle
I did-
and
Yeah,
a little,
comfortable.
and then oh, good job you were talking.
Right. Okay. So, your homework, as you know, I'm going to send this to you. So I will send a recording. I'm actually thinking about sending this recording to the other group because it was definitely a lot calmer. The presentation, you seeing the right bit is actually really helpful. Yeah. So your homework, I will send you a link to the first meditation, and I would like you to practice it every day. Okay, so some of you have a meditation practice, some of you don't, and that's fine. Um, Ultimately, you can experiment when you do it and see how it feels at different times. But ultimately, I think for most people, if you really want a consistent meditation practice, you need to find a regular time of day to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to remember, or yeah. So that's that. Not for now. For now, while you're trying to embed a practice, it's worth experimenting and see how it feels at different times a day. And it's not to say you couldn't do it more than once. You could do it in the morning and at lunchtime. You could, you could find your times and have a go. I also want you to journal every time. You may have nothing to say half the time, and that's okay. You can just say, "Oh, I was bored. My mind wandered. I didn't care. I wasn't," whatever it is. But it's quite nice at some point to have a record of perhaps any kind of insights that you may have. And this is not for me, it's for you. So, I mean, I won't be asking for you to send it to me, so I won't know if you do it or not. But you're here investing in yourselves and the course, so it would be really good if you did it. So yeah, I will send that all out to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or if they come to you during the week, let me know. And if they're kind of appropriate, I'll send the answers to everyone because I'm sure lots of questions will come up that will be the same for all of us, that everyone want to know. And then just want to say thank you for coming and being here. And look at that belly. You managed to look so comfortable, Sarah. Were you comfortable? Or are you comfortable? How is it possible to be comfortable at 34 weeks?
Um, I actually am. I don't know. I don't know how, but I am.
That's great. Look, yeah, that's brilliant. I'm so happy for you. Yeah. Yeah, good. All right. Anyway, so unless anyone's got any questions, then you can all bugger off.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
coming. See some of
much.
you tomorrow. And yeah, well done, Sarah. I really hope that we get to see you again. But if not, let me go. Obviously, I want to know when you have your baby, and I want to know that you're but use the.
Like, don't forget to do breathing while you're in labor.
Yes. Before,
Absolutely.
during, and after.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exciting. So yeah, well done, and yeah, hopefully see you all next week.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Bye
bye.
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 Bye,
Bye. Ciao,
everybody.
Bellas.